All right, Michael Boberg. I recently reread your Green Arrow run and then made the horrible mistake of immediately following it by reading Kevin Smith's 2001 reboot. If there is a polar opposite to you, it must be Smith. He's late on deadlines, overloads the story with text and exposition, can't develop a character, sacrifices meaningful dialogue to shoehorn radical leftism, writes Mary Sues instead of strong female characters, and he blames the fans for not liking his stories. This was 20 years ago, but you can still say all the same things about his current reboot writing. My question is, did he ever reach out to you prior to starting his run? Okay. Kevin Smith is jack of all trades, entrepreneur, sometimes director, sometimes writer, sometimes comic book guy, sometimes, 24/7 professional nerd. Unfortunately, he's the face of comic book fandom. Sorry, fans. A little bit of backstory. I wrote, for 3 years, I was writing Green Arrow, the character Connor Hawke, and it was decided, after I had killed Oliver Queen, all by myself, killed Oliver Queen. It was editorially driven. They wanted Oliver Queen to die, so I killed him. I'm the guy that did the dirty. And so after 3 years, they offered me another title at DC, and I can't remember which one it was. And I said, look, I'm getting a little overloaded here, so I'm going to have to drop a title, and I think it's going to be Green Arrow, because I said I only agreed to do Green Arrow for 6 months anyway. So it's been 3 years. Let me give you 6 months notice. I'll write the next 6 issues, and you have all that time to find somebody. Well, they were already looking for something for Kevin Smith to do, and so they offered Kevin Smith Green Arrow. And so my task for the last 6 months of writing it was to set up the return of Oliver Queen. I wouldn't show the return of Oliver Queen, but in my stories I would set up the possibility and the mechanics and everything else. And this was guided by Kevin Smith through my editor. Kevin Smith never spoke directly to me because who am I? I mean, and you are. So through my editor, Kevin told me that, he wanted this and that detail and everything else all lined up to pave the road for his, fantastic, amazing return to life of Oliver Queen. So I did it. I'm a comics professional. I thought, hey, I'm leaving the title. I hope I'm leaving it in good hands. I wished my editor luck, and I departed from Green Arrow, never to write it again. And I really did wish them all the best. I thought, bring back Oliver Queen. It's a big event. Should make some hay, should make some dough, should get some attention. Okay, well, a little while later, I was at San Diego Convention. And when you go to San Diego Convention as a pro, they give you an exhibitor's badge, which is a very, very special badge that allows you into the convention before it opens to the public. So you can just get up and roll out of bed and just walk right into that convention. Just show your badge and they let you in. And so I did that. First day of the con, me and another freelancer and frequent collaborator who I will not name to protect the innocent, we head on over to the con to take a look around while it's empty. If you've ever been to San Diego Con, it's like a crush of people constantly. So we go over there, and it's big, wide, open aisles. Almost nobody that's there. I mean, there's probably like a few thousand people there, but the place is so huge, it seems empty. And it's just like a ghost town. And so we're able to walk around at our ease in air-conditioned comfort and look at, exhibits and talk to retailers and, talk to some of our fellow pros who are setting up early and all this stuff. So it's just an easy peasy, relaxed environment. And it's kind of cool that we get to be there before anybody else. Kind of a backstage pass to San Diego Con. So what happens is we're walking past the View Askew booth. It's a massive booth selling t-shirts and comics and crap. And who's sitting there all by himself? No one else around him. Just sitting there is Kevin Smith, cosplaying as himself, cosplaying as the character he plays in the movies. And he's just sitting at the table. all by himself, no one else around. So my pal and I walk over. It's a perfect opportunity to meet him. There's no crowd, there's no noise, there's no distractions. I stick out my hand, which he does not take, and I say, "Hey, I'm Chuck Dixon. I was the writer in Green Arrow before you. And, I helped set you up for that, and blah, blah, blah." And the Kevin just looks through me like I'm not there. It was the eeriest thing. He just stared out into space as if he was intently studying the concession stands behind me. Really contemplating that giant drink he was going to buy when they opened. And didn't say a word. Just looked, maybe glanced up at me and my pal once. But just sat and said nothing. Said nothing. It was really, really weird. And you might even say kind of dickish. I mean, you can't... I mean... we know the guy's not an introvert. What's the problem here? And so, he begins looking around for someone to help him, distract him with anything, hoping the building's going to catch fire or something, doing anything to basically run out the clock until we wander away. And of course, like any normal human being, I'm filling in this awkward silence with small talk, and eventually my pal and I realize we're never going to get anything out of this guy. He is like, in our presence, he's gone catatonic. And we just kind of, without saying any more, just walk away. So, yeah, I met him. He didn't reach out to me in any way, even to take my hand when I offered to shake it. So, yeah, very strange. Very, very odd. Make of it what you will.